My mentality wasn't there. I just wasn't focused. I think I was looking too far ahead. I was focused on the outcome more than the work leading up to it. I was looking way too far ahead. I was expecting way too much out of myself. You know, going into Minneapolis round one, I was hyped up. Everything was just going really good. I qualified good in practice. I won my heat by like 8 seconds, and then the main event like fully fell apart mentally, even before that gate dropped. And that's where it all began for me. You don't want to be that guy that folds under pressure. But that night, everything was going so good. Like I said, I won my heat race by a huge margin. I whole shot it and checked out. Like I didn't even have to do anything for it. And I should have been on top of the world after that and been more confident, but it turned around and went the opposite on me.
He didn't get on his bike until the last possible moment that you can. He's doing jumping jacks, he's walking around, he's going pee, he's doing like everything he could until the last minute where he could sit on his bike. And you could just tell that he's anxious. And he just does not know how to calm himself down. Doubt
started creeping in my head. And by the time I lined up for the main event, I was defeated before that gate dropped. I saw a bad start in my head, and I wasn't confident on my start, and that's exactly what happened. And I saw me riding tight in my head and just not flowing, and that's what happened, you know? So after the race, I fully shut down. I actually went to a corner in the stadium where nobody was and nobody can see me, and I sat there for at least 30 minutes just wondering what just happened. Like, why did that go through my head? Why am I like that? And
after that, he did not want to talk to anybody. He was just like so embarrassed. He just embarrassed himself. We all will support him. We know him, you know, like he won a heat race, you know, it's a bad race, whatever. But he knew what was going on in his head that whole time, and it just sucks to be there and know that you have every single capability to be winning or to a podium or whatever, and in how long is the moto? 15 minutes, it's just gone. And after it's done, you're just like, really? Did I really just do that?
You know, there was people there that they weren't asking why. They're like, all right, you know, that was just an off night. So you're gonna be fine. You made it through, you're healthy, you're on to the next round. But I knew deep down that I was defeated mentally. Going in the next week in Atlanta, it trickled even worse. You know, I didn't even make it to the main. I was out before the night even ended.
I see all the work he does, and I see all the things he did with DV or all the things he had done with a mental coach. And you know, he eats so well during the week. I've seen him like be the best person that he can be. And then it's just all gone in a night. And then I get bummed because I'm like, you've been working so hard. Like why can't you believe in yourself? I don't get it. Look at all these things that you've done. You were retired and you can't believe in yourself? Like, what do you like? Would you rather go do something else, or is this what you want to do? And so at first, like, I'm always kind of bummed. I would love to just him walk off the track after a bad race and me be like, oh, it's okay, it's okay. But it definitely takes me like a little bit, not like days or anything, like a couple hours to like be like, okay, you're his wife, you gotta be supportive. But part of being supportive is believing in him, and I believe in him so much that when it doesn't all work out how we think that it can, then it just sucks.
The media was all hyped up on me, and that's what I want. You know, I want to be the guy that everybody's trying to beat. Like, that's my goal, is to be number one and have that target on my back. But I didn't know how to take it. You know, I've never been in that position before, where the year before in 16, I had no expectations. Nobody knew where I was gonna do or how I was gonna finish, and they were like, you know, just do your best. And then it started clicking and everything started working. Where this came in fully like, you're gonna win. You know, everyone was saying good things about me, which was cool, and they all believed that I was gonna win, but deep down, I just wasn't there. I signed a 2-year deal, which was cool. That's exactly what I've worked for and what I dreamed of. But you lose sight of where you came from and why you're there. And it was more of like expecting so much out of yourself and dreading the practice days, where before I could not wait to go ride. I used to go to the Honda track and be like, oh, I have 2 20-minute motos, like I'm gonna get tired. Like, what if, or not what if, it was like, I know I'm gonna get tired on lap 12, and I knew like I would just have to catch myself, but I let myself fall into that of dreading it. A lot of actually sports are already ahead of that game with psychologists, and football has that and all this stuff, but in dirt bikes you never hear that. You think of riders getting trainers on the bikes to get faster, but you never think they're getting help for their mind. You almost feel like you don't want to say that you're getting help. You don't want to say it. You know, then you're almost like giving your competition a little edge, like, oh, you know, he's weak in the mind. So you kind of hide it. But I think it's coming out here, and more our riders are understanding that the mind does take over, and it's hard to control once you've let that doubt come in. I knew I needed help, but I was looking in the wrong places. I thought it was my riding. I thought I could just read a couple pages in a book or talk to my wife, which does help, but I needed more than that. I needed to fully get an understanding of how my mind works and how I can control that. And that didn't come until early 2018 is when I finally dug into that and realized that's what's holding me back.
I don't know why people are even ashamed of it, and I'm happy that Christian's not ashamed of it, and I think he has actually influenced a lot of other people to maybe open their eyes to it. I know he's influenced one of his really good friends who is a writer, he's a really good writer, to do it, and he has done it, and he really likes what this woman has done for him, and it's nothing to be ashamed of, especially in today's day and age. I feel like your mental health is so important, and especially if that is something that is going to help your career, you need to put that first, for sure.
I got beat down in 17, and I had to rebuild myself in 18. I did expect to win, and I felt like my speed was there, but mentality still wasn't the best. I felt like I was putting in the work and having fun this time, but lining up, I still wasn't confident in myself that I could win. It was like I would go during the week and I would have the fastest lap times at Honda, and I'd be right with Cole. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do good this week, and I'm feeling really good. And then I would line up and I'd just be like, I hope I get top 5. I wake up, on Saturday, I'm feeling good, practice goes good. I won some heat races that year. It was all positive, and then by the main event, I think I would look around me more than focus on myself once again, where I would control it this time, but it would still get the best of me. It would, I just felt like I would picture myself it's just hard to explain, but I would look at the result more than how I'm gonna do through the race. I'm gonna be like, I'd be on the line and I'd be like, I hope I get a 5th tonight, or hopefully I can get a podium, where I haven't even started the race yet. If I got a good start and I was up there, I was looking at the finish line more than in the moment. I was more focused ahead. I'm like, oh, I'm in a podium position, then I would think about podium, where I need to be more in the moment, and I wasn't. And I let that get the best of me, to where then I would go backwards. And it looked like I got tired, but I wasn't physically tired, I was mentally tired. I was thinking too much at that time, and I just had nothing left and no fight in me. And that's when it would all just trickle down to, then doubt would start coming in my head, and I would be like, why, I'm doing all these motos during the week, but why am I getting tired on race day, or why am I doing that? The medical unit came to get me when I was sitting there, and I'm like, I'm not going out of Glen Helen on a medical cart again. There's no way I'm going back to that thing. And so I found a way to get back on my bike and ride back to the pits normally. I rode back to the pits, got in a chair, sat down, and just collected my thoughts, and was like, I was actually thinking positive, maybe it was just a pop, and maybe I just hyperextended it, so I might be okay. And I actually was able to walk on it again, and I went to the doctor Sunday with high hopes of maybe not tearing it and just being okay, and got an MRI, and they told me right there it was torn, and I think that's where I broke down. It was me, my wife, and Jagger sitting there when he told us the news, and I was just, I just couldn't believe it. It was like, is this really happening again? .337, July 2nd. We're on our way to the Tell them what happened earlier. I wasn't there.
Yeah, I went by myself to the doctor, and she was just doing things I do at the doctor. And she's like, I'm pretty sure you're gonna start getting contractions because you're way more ready to go than what my due date says, which is in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And then I got home, she told me to walk around, walked around, started getting contractions. And then she told me to come in and bring my bag, so.
I think that means we're having a baby.
So we said bye to Jagger and got all our bags. We'll keep you guys updated.
It's getting real.
You excited
It's getting real.
to do it again?
Little girl this time.
Woke up from his nap.
Sleep. Yeah. Trying to wake up.
About to start pushing. Oh God, here they come.
And there's just right here. She's got some hair.
Really?
Love it. Yep. Okay, so you're gonna grab behind your legs too. Okay, right when that contraction comes, you're gonna grab right behind your knees, bring your legs way back to your chest. Okay. She is sitting right here. Go. Push hard. Push hard. Go.
Perfect.
Keep on going. Good. You can give me one more if you give one more. One more you got. She's gonna be here in the next one.
Good.
See her.
See her.
She's right there.
Good job, nice long.
Hard to believe how absolutely gorgeous she is. She's pretty cute.
Alright, I'm gonna push on your tummy. I can help with It's her hearing test. She failed one ear last night, so we're a little worried, but she's good. Beats by Dre. Going in the car seat for the first time.
I remember how to do this. Newborn car seat.
Why do you want to hit that button for us? Circle one. Go get it.
Leaving the hospital.
First drive, round 2 of babies though.
Yeah, now we got
2 back there.
Jagger came this morning. And who else is in the back seat? Yeah. Lennon. Not too sure what she's doing because I can't see, but she'll probably fall asleep. How was it, Daddy?
I'm driving better than my first time with Jagger. First time I was like this.
Second,
Now I'm a little
second kid, you're
relaxed.
just like, whatever.
Got his license for the first time.
Yep. All right. Hope you guys liked the vlog. Bye.
I was working a lot on mentality stuff in the summer, just when I was not riding, just because I couldn't do a whole lot. It was more of just trying to better myself inside and in my head. So came into it with a different approach once again, just trying new stuff. I actually went and did some races overseas. I usually hate traveling, and this time I looked at it differently. I'm like, I'm gonna experience this and have fun with it. How many times am I gonna get to travel the world going to race dirt bikes? So that's how I look at it this time. Other than dreading a 12-hour flight, like I looked forward to it this time. And so I had a solid off season. Like I raced 2 weeks in a row and did good in Geneva and had a podium and beat some good guys. And so I was really confident, and then obviously expected to race West Coast. I was confident myself. I still am, obviously, and a small tip over at Milestone one day kind of ended that once again. And yeah, I really don't get why this stuff keeps happening to me, because if you ask anybody in the industry, they're like, he's so smooth on a dirt bike. Like, he never looks like he's going that fast or he's trying that hard. And I'm never like sketchy, so I don't get it. Why, like, I'm like the guy that keeps getting hurt. You know, I don't want to be that guy. I want to be the guy that's like a Dungey and be at every race.
Yeah, so he calls me like 3 times. He's like, well, I think I just dislocated or broke my thumb. I'm like, I just started crying. I'm like, it sucks.
I was dreading calling her, you know, because it was like, last thing she knew, I was just riding my dirt bike. We had all these plans of West Coast and she was probably having a great day with the kids, and I'm like, I'm about to ruin that day.
All the wives who watch this will know, or girlfriends, that like when you see like missed calls from your husband when he's riding, you're just like, crap, like how bad is it? Like, now what does this mean?
So I'm like, I gotta tell her as positive as I can. You know, I'm like, hey, like, I dislocated my thumb. I think I'm gonna be okay. I'm just gonna get x-rays. Like, I just like stay positive.
And I always think of the worst case scenario. So I'm like, okay, well, it's for sure broke, even though we didn't know. But I'm like, oh, it's for sure broke, season's done. But yeah, so I definitely cut to conclusions and make it worse on myself. All right, we're at Surgery Center.
Third time in a year.
Yep.
It's awesome.
Third surgery in a year. Broke his hand on last Friday, a little under a week ago, so now we're getting it fixed. And luckily, it's not that bad, so he'll still be able to race East Coast.
East Coast and down. We're making it.
Eastbound and down?
Yeah, but it's East Coast and down now.
Oh, okay.
Let's go.
Okay, bye. Getting ready.
I've been here too many times.
Yeah, technically you've never been here.
No.
Let's see how swollen it is. Oh, it's got black and blue now.
Still move it.
Can you get that baby all fixed up?
Find a spare.
Literally, right before he broke his thumb, he had 3 people on the team come up to him separately, literally the day before that he broke his thumb, come up to him separately saying that this is the best he's ever looked. Like his mentality, how he looks, like just everything was just flowing. And literally the day before it was like, we were all beaming because we're just like so happy. We're like, all right, finally, like it's not just us that sees it, it's like everybody's just like so happy for him. And then it's just like in a snap of a finger and a dumb turn. You're just like, really?
Like, and I look back, I'm like, what am I doing wrong? And like, what is it? I just don't get it. But luckily, it's at the end of the day, it's a broken thumb. It's gonna heal, and I'm gonna be back on my dirt bike here soon. And I still believe that I can win a championship. So I'm gonna keep chasing that.
It is February 22nd, and Christian is currently in surgery, second surgery on his thumb, which was definitely not the plan. His first surgery went good. We thought it seemed to be healing slow, but we thought like the more he would ride and the more he did things, it would strengthen it, and maybe that was just the problem. So he rode Minneapolis, got through Minneapolis. I mean, he pulled off in the main, but I mean, he got through most of the day, which was pretty cool. And it was still hurting. So this past Monday, which was 4 days ago, we went and got a CT scan just to make sure everything was okay and just kind of see where we were at. And it's actually completely dislocated again. So we were just like mind blown. Didn't even know, like just asking why, honestly. So now we are up in Northern California getting a second surgery, and this time we're doing it a different way. Before he did pins, and then when the pins came out, it was kind of on its own. So now he's getting a contraption in there that will allow the bone to heal and make sure it stays together and it never needs to come out. So that's really reassuring. And I think we should have done this originally, but that's okay. You live and you learn. So yeah, we're here again, and we have had so many days just being bummed and sad. But there's only so many days of that you can do before you gotta just freaking just realize how blessed you are and how many other things we have in our life. Yeah, when we found out that he dislocated it again, and we initially weren't even gonna tell people that we had to get surgery again, because it's embarrassing. Like, we got the pins taken out against the doctor's orders. You know, he didn't want us to do that, but we have to be out on the track because that's how it works in the moto industry. If you ask any rider, at least half the time they kind of have to speed up the doctor, convince the doctor, you know what, I'm fine. Or like go against the doctor's will and just go for it. And I'm like, okay, there's healing. I had a different doctor, look at it, and I'm like, hey, can you just tell me if there's healing? Because this other doctor really didn't tell us. He just said that he wasn't going to take the pins out. And you know, he was hesitant towards it and told us what could happen. So everybody was saying, you know, everyone was trying to help us and like give us the best advice, but nobody knows besides these riders how much you need to be out there. With all these people talking so much crap, we're like, all right, let's just tell them that we did it. And now we're good.
Before the second surgery, like, I was down in the dumps. It was just, why me, why this? And then when you almost kind of go like that, go about it like that, it rubs off on your wife and your family. And then you kind of just have a short temper about everything, and you live in a different way. And
it would be just so simple to just not have to do this anymore. Like, cause one of us is always stressed out when he's hurt, and it's like, we shouldn't live like that. Like, our kids are growing up. Like, I feel like so many of these days we've been stressed out where we don't even like just stop and like play with our kids without like having something else going on in our head.
You're just debating coming back. You're just like, is this too much? Is this too many injuries now? Like, how many injuries am I gonna have? And is this ever gonna stop? Am I ever gonna get my chance to shine?
I've told Christian probably 5 times that like I literally don't know how much more that I can take of this. I organize everything for him. He broke his thumb, and the second time when I knew he needed surgery, I talked to 4 doctors personally on the phone, doctors, not their assistants, because I'm very hands-on, and I want to make sure, A, we can get it done fast, B, it's the right method, and I just want it done quick. So like when he gets hurt, it's all on me, which I like that, because like he can worry about, you know, healing or his gym work, or just like he doesn't need to be stressed out with that when I can handle that. But like eventually, like I'm so burnt out over this stuff. But we just have to like remember that these days don't last forever, and have to be grateful. And yeah, I don't know. We help each other through it, so that's good.
This is the big reason I'm still going, is to show my kids, even though they're young. I've said this before, but they're gonna see this when they're older, videos, pictures, all of that, and they're gonna see the struggles, the good times, just everything, and hopefully that sticks in their minds to where whatever sport they do, anything in class, in school, is to work as hard as you can at it. And I mean, stuff doesn't always go your way, but I mean, if you never give up, I think that shows more than just succeeding. You know, it's like the never give up attitude is kind of what I live by now.
Paige. You mean your mom? Yeah? my God.